Yeah, he has been in the seeds at times, Gabriel Clemens. So again, it's just more
95
examples of why things haven't gone as well as they perhaps should have. For a player of his undoubted ability, the first German player ever to reach a World Championship semi-final.
Michael, you require 132.
Took him 3 attempts to win his first ever match on the European Tour as well. Treble 19 for Bullseye, back up to the middle of the board. Oh, beautifully done by MVG. And again, you can almost hear a pin drop inside Halle 39, but a nice smashing of applause, of acknowledgement from this crowd as well.
99.
Again, he finds that block treble 20.
$96.
Yeah, just making MVG work a bit harder and think a bit harder as well is Clemens here. 152. Not going to happen, so MVG will maybe have another opportunity to
85. Michael, you require 126.
Tidy up with another ton-plus check out here. 126. 107. Can't find the treble 19 that would have left another
86.
shot at the bullseye.
Gabriel, you require 67.
Big moment this. Double 8 for a level game. The German Giants right back in it.
Well, Gabriel Clemens given a massive helping hand here. 20 for tops for 5-3.
54.
And he can't capitalise on that latest slip-up by Michael van Gerwen. 95 for Michael van Gerwen. This time he goes for the 19s. Went for the double-double, well, he had to, really.
6 darts from 130.
55.
And Michael van Gerwen doesn't even get a dart for the leg. Gabriel Clemens is throwing it away.
Games on the 8th leg. Michael van Gerwen.
Well, I'm going to mark that down as the first genuinely pivotal moment. That, yeah, back-to-back ton forces to kick off, and Clemens down to a finish first on the MVG throw, but MVG moves into position on 106 as a result of that latest maximum. 136 is not going to happen here for Clemens, and Michael van Gerwen can step in at 106 and maybe, just maybe, sensing that it could happen. Despite everything that's gone before, this could happen.
Gets the 10, double 18. Is there. Michael van Gerwen with a ton-plus finish, his second of the match. This one so vital. 5-4 MVG. 16 segment. Now the bullseye.
60.
Dart missed to force a last leg decider. He probably comes back to tidy up the 25. He does. Another one of those wild darts into the 5 segment from MVG.
44.
And only 44 scored as well.
25.
So 25 here for Clemens. Maybe a little bit of room for manoeuvre as well. Doesn't need it because he takes double 8 at the first time of asking. I bet he's wishing that he could have been as emphatic and as convincing on his doubles in leg 8.
100.
Not enough to get to a finish. Van Gerwen doesn't need to take this out in this visit, which is good because the 5 segment has plagued him all game.
44.
Oh, now then.
Another visit of 44. Well, he's 2 darts away. Clemens on 204. Can he apply some pressure? Some of the crowd thought that was another treble 20. It wasn't.
100. Michael, you require 83.
Is it
so
two
Michael,
double 16? No. There'll be 1 at the bull.
45.
And it's nowhere near. Gabriel Clemens, this is your chance. This is your moment. Can you deliver?
The first time of asking potentially for Gabriel Clemens to book his place in a Euro Tour semi-final, and once again his troubles on doubles come back to haunt him. Michael van Gerwen looking at double 19. He split it for double 16. Sensible perhaps, given the situation, and Michael van Gerwen rises to the occasion once again. But once more, you have to say it was far from convincing for the 36-time winner on the European Tour. So maybe an omen there as well. Bunting coming out on top 6-1 when they met in Sindelfingen. Sorry, for the qualifiers for Sindelfingen last year. Gets the bullseye. Beautiful first dart.
I didn't think that was a good lie for Stephen.
He needed to go over the top, and that was tricky. Trying to just barrel his way through.
Yeah, it'd have been hard to get in there. But this isn't a gimme for Ricardo.
Double 18.
27.
No chance for Bunting to
Stephen,
lead
you
2-0
require
here.
40.
Looking at tops again. Took it out, no bother in the first leg, and
Game shot in the
pretty
second
much
leg.
exactly where it
Stephen
landed in the
Bunting.
first instance as well. It was almost a carbon
Third
copy.
leg, Stephen.
Luke Woodhouse wasn't a million miles away in the end as well.
He's improved a lot as well in the last 12-18 months, Luke Woodhouse.
80. Ricardo, you require 121.
1-2-1 plays 1-2-1. What a, and again the approach play from Bunting there, absolutely spot on.
May go for 25.
Yeah, well played.
That's fine,
85.
yeah.
Stephen, you require
But this is-
121.
I'm not going to say it's the match, but it's a long way back. He can't find the treble 13 pitch
81.
Petro did earlier on, but couldn't get the
Ricardo,
double
you
16.
require
Deserves a leg
36.
here, Ricardo. Got to take this 36.
Got to, yeah. Otherwise, Bunting is looking at a 4-0 lead because he's on tops. And yeah, that's just as well for Petrescu that has found its way through.
Went
82.
there eventually. That could be costly.
That could be very costly, yeah.
It's unlucky, isn't it? But costly nevertheless. Forces another one in. And Bunting will only get the one dart, a double 99, of course, a 3-dart finish.
Stephen, you require 99.
Yeah, if you're going to miss the bullseye, miss away from that particular portion of it. Tops. Yeah, went for it. That was the way to go. Just a
59.
fraction underneath the wire. And
Ricardo, you
Petrescu,
require
the
64.
crowd find their voice again. 64. Bunting with his old friend Tops waiting potentially, but he may well not get the chance because Petrescu finds the double 8. It's a 64 checkout to back up the 68 and the 32.
The knack.
It's vital on the European Tour. And so is darts like that.
Wow. Petrescu is throwing everything at Stephen Bunting here. They're both still averaging 102 Bunting, 100, well, both 102, just shy. It's an incredible match.
Well, Petrescu in control on this leg, and it's on the Bunting throw as well. 202 minus these. Another ton 80 for good measure. Well, not a ton 80, might prefer something else. Yeah.
134.
Doesn't want to leave himself double 11, irrespective of where Bunting is lying. But that's a nice little layoff there as Petrescu sets himself up for another big visit.
He's already finished 68. We know the route.
134.
We know where he's going first.
Ricardo, you require
Well, he likes that
68.
portion of the board as well, doesn't he, with the double 18s. So let's see if he gets the opportunity.
Well, he's got the treble this time, so it's 32, and he pins it, and the finishing is so neat and tidy.
Well, that's the 25 trimmed off. Can't find the treble 20 that would have left Tops.
65.
Didn't even go for the treble, did he? It was a
121.
conservative tops to lead Tops, but Bunting could have his say here. A couple of ton plus finish in the tournament himself. Will only be one dart at a double, but he needs the treble 17, and he's nowhere near. Petrescu is going to have, well, he should have 2 match darts.
97.
Should have.
As long as he doesn't follow in Chris Dobie's footsteps.
Well, yeah. The best treble 20 you'll see all weekend from Dobie. Over to you, Ricardo Petrescu, for a first ever place in a European Tour semi-final. Petrescu looking at Tops. Bit of a flyer with the first, but the second is bang on the money. And just look at the celebration, both from Petrescu and the crowd. A nice acknowledgement from Stephen Bunting as well. And just look at the numbers behind the story as well.
Well, I said he was delighted with the last start of the previous visit. He won't be pleased with any of that visit, Damon Heta. It's given, well, I'll say giving Peter Wright a chance. That's soon gone. We've got a little bit scrappy in these last 6 or 9 darts.
Damon, you require 115.
Golden opportunity for a 3-0 lead for the Aussie. Oh, it's a beaut. 3-0. That will do it. Damon Heta flawless on the doubles in this game so far, and Peter Wright is halfway to being floored.
For Heta, it's just about defending throw here now. He's struggling to get through there. Maybe a switch of target might be better advised, and I think it is. Yeah, good dart from Peter Wright, sensible dart.
Damon, you require 100.
It's going to be 2 tops. Not going to pin it.
60.
First time he's actually thrown a double in this match without hitting it.
104.
Loads of options here. 20s, 18s, 16s. What do you fancy?
16s is quite popular now, isn't it?
Treble 5 isn't that popular.
Well, that's the risk of going that way. He's got away with it by hitting treble 5. He goes in the 5, the shot's gone.
Oh, but might work out.
Oh,
Disgusting stuff. Peter Wright.
And he knows he can defend that, not the title, the prize money. He's done it once before. Why can't he do it again?
Well, like we've said many times before, Peter Wright playing poorly is the weird thing. Yes, all right, it's been going on for a while. But he might, over the next few weeks, play himself back to his normal performance levels. And Peter Wright's normal performance levels wins major tournaments. He wins loads of tournaments.
And what is key, he will play everything now, won't he? He'll do the 6 bounds, which he's got to do because he's not in Minehead. He needs to get to Minehead because he's defending the prize money there. But he'll be constantly playing now, Peter Wright. It's a busy schedule, and that's a good thing. There's nothing better than match practice. Grand Slam as well, guaranteed 3 games. You'd expect him to get out of his group.
Peter required 36.
And you didn't last year.
This for a 10-dart leg. We have liftoff. Peter Wright has arrived in this quarter-final.
Double check with Russ Bray either way. And he comes back for what will be a 5th consecutive leg for Peter Wright, averaging just shy of 100. 4 from 6 on the doubles. You half expect this to go. He's been that prolific on the doubles.
56.
Pulls it low. Lifeline for Heta.
Damon, you require 100.
Right, 100 check out. He got a dart at ball for the 130. A couple of legs ago. Gets 2 darts now. There it is. Damon Heta stops the rot, levels the game at 4 apiece. If Damon Heta was a jockey, he'd be cautioned for excessive use of the whip because he's really thrashing himself when he's having these troubleless visits. And it's allowing Peter Wright a crack at this 62 to make it 6 out of the last 7 legs and book his place in the semi-finals. It's another troubleless visit for Heta, and Wright, it's there for the taking.
Yeah, he's rallied well here, Peter Wright. 1 match dart. And it's a big ask even if he misses it for Damon Heta, and he doesn't, and never looked like it. The finishing was impeccable from Peter Wright. It was a bright start from Damon Heta.
The most recent meeting was less than a month ago at the World Series finals, and Luke Humphries took Rob Cross apart, a 10-2 demolition of the former world champion in the quarterfinals. He then faced MVG, of course, missed darts to beat him. And Van Gogh went on to take the title in his home country. 167 won't go for Cross, and it's a chance for Humphries to break in the opening leg.
74. Luke, you require 104.
Ton plus average is not a problem. How about the ton plus checkouts? Not a problem either. Just another measure of Luke Humphries' class and an illustration of the task ahead of Rob Cross this evening. Not that he was in any doubt whatsoever anyway.
That big extravagant kick. You're not quite in mentor territory, but...
Yeah, there we see. Good illustration from the side-on angle of how straight on Luke Humphries is by comparison.
117.
Well, this would be a breaker throw. This would get the scores level at 2 apiece. Treble 19. Does that thing where he always sets himself, has a good look. And it pays dividends. 117 the checkout. And Rob Cross meaning business.
Oh, this could turn into something really special here.
Yeah, just sense that it's just reaching that point now as we approach the, well, potential midway point of this match that, yeah, it's just bubbling up nicely.
There's just no mistakes, is it?
96.
It's just about how brilliant can you be at the moment, anyway.
Yeah, both
This is brilliant.
Just one missed start at a double each, and the ton 80s are flying in now. And there's another one for good measure. That's a fourth for Luke Humphries of the 5 that we have seen so far. Mentioned earlier the 180s that Humphries has hit on the European Tour this year. 150 prior to this match. That's a seasonal record on the European Tour stage now. And he's adding to it, and it may well be a very difficult record to break in future.
Well, you're going for another 9-darter. It's on. He did it in Hungary. He might do it here in Hildesheim. Oh, he misses the double 12 by a whisker.
29.
Luke Humphries nearly hits his 4th 9-darter of 2023. He hadn't hit one at all until this year, but this man is transformed. He misses the double for the 9 and crosses on the big fish. It's not going to go. Rubbish, he said.
Yeah, rubbish. He could just do the lip reading. But yeah, I mean, Luke Humphries, my goodness me, 2 potential perfect legs in the European Tour in succession. But he is just being extended beyond belief.
Well, look, you're talking about beating the world champion and world #1, and that being a warm-up for taking on Luke Humphries. That is how well this bloke is playing at the minute. And he's frustrated that he hasn't come up with a perfect setup shot there. He's still down to 65 after just 9 darts. Cross might leave 170 again here. He will take it out eventually.
60.
Shake of the head from Cross, just beginning to look a little bit exasperated. Tops here for Humphries. It's an 11-darter again. It's the 2nd of the match.
Do you see Luke Humphries making error after error after error? He's not making any errors.
128.
What an absolute chasm between the pair of them right now. Rob Cross is struggling for breath in this leg, and Luke Humphries, well, it could be,
96.
should be, a 3rd 11-darter of the match. There's the 16. 3 match darts have come and gone.
36.
Make that 4. Just as well that Cross is adrift on 276.
I think it's got to be a maximum. It's definitely got to be 2 trebles. And that's not happening. Luke Humphries, more match darts.
58.
He's been irresistible. Rob Cross couldn't resist him, and he does not resist him. Luke Humphries sees off voltage, and he continues on his path of obliterating all before him.
So composed, he's so likeable as well.
Yeah, I mean, I had a quick word with him. I've never really engaged in a deep conversation with him before, but I had a quick chat with him just a few moments ago, or a few minutes after his previous match, and yeah, he's very personable as well. He's got a nice personality about him. He's clearly a very measured individual. He's not getting carried away, I don't think, but I think deep down he'll be a little bit excited at what could happen this weekend. I don't necessarily think it's all about the start here as well, even if he does take out this 104, which he has, which is promising, it's encouraging. It's a break of throw on a 104 checkout.
Is this trend of breaks of throw going to continue here? And I'm not saying Pietreczko didn't believe he could win this match, because why wouldn't he be playing excellent? But at what point will he start thinking about it? When he gets to, if he can get to 4 legs, he's just crossing the halfway mark, maybe then.
40.
Should lead again here.
Well,
Ricardo, you've acquired 43.
he was just told to wait a moment or two there. I'm not quite sure why. 43, let's see. Shouldn't really derail him. He doesn't seem to be flustered too much. And yeah, back into his stride. And look at that, an 11-dart break of throw.
The first round against Mansell, which is understandable. He was nervous because he knew He still needed that one win to confirm his spot at the European Championships, but he's relaxed since then. But Van Gerwen got himself a bit of breathing space in this leg. He will not go away, and he'll know as well. One break back, and he's favourite again because he won the bullseye in the back room.
140.
Well, this looks as though it will be 4-3, but
65. Michael,
Petretsko will not be too concerned because he's still in a very, very strong position, but Van Gerwen likewise not really.
46. Michael, you require 40.
Coming across the double 10. He doesn't hit. And yes, Petretsko's getting a chance, and the crowd are getting it. They're trying to rally him, but he should have left this better. Yeah,
only 46 on his previous visit. I was just going to say it's a good time to have a bad leg, but you know, he could have been in position for another break here. 1-3-4. You never know with Petretsko, especially now.
Well, it's unlucky, but Van Gerwen will be back.
118. Michael, you require
5-4. He's missed 3 already for this leg. At 4. A little pause. If it wasn't right in his hand, he's done the right thing, but that looks awkward now. Very awkward. He's gone in the wrong bed. Petretsko is in dreamland here. 3 darts for a 6-3 lead, a double break, and would throw for a place in the final.
Wow, I just cannot believe what I've just seen. Michael Van Gerwen has just gifted Ricardo Petretsko the most unlikely break of throw, and it's a break of throw that leads Ricardo Petretsko 1 leg away.
Like we said, has won 36 of these European Tour titles. You don't win them that amount of titles if you can't dig yourself out of a few holes. And just double-checking here, Van Gerwen.
164.
Well, he went for the 25 to leave 36, and he's got a split 11 when he comes back, so it may get tricky, but if Petretsko doesn't apply a lot of pressure, Van Gerwen will feel pretty easy the situation. But there's going to be some pressure. But this for 6-5, but Petretsko would throw for the match again if Van Gerwen wraps this 11 up, and he has done. And now Petretsko will throw for a second time, but under a lot more pressure than the previous one. He had a real cushion last time. Needed that one. And he's getting an opportunity at 92. There's options with 92 because you can go the bull route, but look at this. He'd have settled for that. It's another opportunity. He made a mess of the 80, Petretsko. He didn't get a dart at a double the last time he had an opportunity to win the match. Is he aggressive, treble 20, or is it 25 or bull? That's a good guide.
Oh, he's missed the big number again. I cannot believe it.
Overcommitted for the treble 17, and that's the risk.
77.
He hit the ball.
Michael, you require 76.
Just for good measure, but it's all in vain, or it might all be in vain. MVG, double 8, 2 darts in hand, only needs 1. And Petretsko's fingers are burned once again.
Still no reaction from Michael Van Gerwen. It's been businesslike.
Didn't he just? Although Petretsko has effectively stolen the darts in this leg. And he can take a firm grasp of them here with a 180. All about the timing, and the crowd find their voice again. They're leaping around like salmon inside Halle 39.
It's incredible. We thought this was just going to, when it went 6-all, you felt it was Michael Van Gerwen's just to cruise through. It's not over yet, because Petretsko, this is the part of the legs he's been getting a bit wrong at the back end, but he's not letting up. Potentially to leave it. Unbelievable to break the throw into the deciding leg. He's left 36 after 9 darts to reach his first ever European Tour final.
What a visit that was from Ricardo Petretsko. And after all the trials and tribulations, all the missed opportunities that he's had so far in this one to wrap it up, he could well steal it on the Van Gerwen throw with a 10-dart break. Double 18 for a passage into the final, and this time he takes it. And just look at the reaction from Ricardo Petretsko, the biggest win of his life.
Peter Wright has wrestled the advantage away from Luke Humphries by outscoring him, and very few times that's happened this weekend. Oh, look at this. Well, we're not going to see back-to-back 10 darters, but it's still a brilliant leg from Peter Wright.
Peter Wright came through against Damon Heta in the previous round, 3-0 down, as I mentioned at the beginning of the match. Really composed in the key moments, Peter Wright.
Game shot,
and similar composure in that opening leg, an 11-dart breaker throw.
Beat Luke in a Pro Tour quarter-final as Humphries finally gets his first 180. It's about the longest wait we've had for a maximum from Humphries this weekend, 3 and a bit legs. But he also beat him in Prague on his way to the title on the Euro Tour. Beat him in Gibraltar on his way to the final, where he missed championship darts against Damon Heta at the back end of last year. There's not been many people beating Luke Humphries on the Euro Tour these last 2 years. Peter Wright's done it twice.
Takes some doing. We've waited a while for a 180, and we've quickly got a couple. He hit a couple back-to-back in the previous leg, and why the 9-darter? Peter Wright would have expected this sort of barrage to come at some point. It's whether he could withstand it. Humphries with an opportunity to recoup one of the breaks.
Game shown, the
11-darter straight in Luke Humphries. He's got a foothold in this game now. Well, it's just Euro Tour final sessions. We know how good he is at that.
Exactly.
45.
Well, Luke Humphries right now is averaging 102, which ridiculously is his worst performance of the weekend, but then it's the hardest position he's found himself. He needs to sustain the brilliant standard he's been producing to live with an excellent Peter Wright here.
I'd expect a national holiday for myself, averaging 102.
Yeah, well,
when
I think that's pretty safe. Bullseye! There it is! Look at that! Cool hand, Luke.
Humphries, 6 leg, Peter to throw first.
Humphries, we always say, is the best example of the system that's in place at the PDC. Development Tour, Challenge Tour, Pro Tour, Euro Tour, Major.
160.
And you feel he's going to be adding more in all those categories. Obviously not the Development and Challenge Tour.
Can't find another treble 20 that would have left tops.
100.
Luke Humphries, 84 required.
84.
14 segment. Leaves the ball. Humphries pins it, that is bang in the centre.
This is an ideal leg so far for Peter Wright. A big cushion. The second dart's kicked him out. Oh, brilliant. Well, it kicked right and left space to the left, and he used it, and Chisnell will be hoping Peter Wright wins as well, just for that personal bit of history where he can be the #1 seed for the European Championships. And Peter Wright with an 11-dart leg makes it 5-3. His second 11-dart leg of the match. It's a testament to where Peter Wright's at. Reminder, it could have been all different at the Grand Prix if he'd converted those match darts in that quarter-final. From then on, Luke Humphries was pretty dominant against Cullen and then against Gerwyn Price in the final. But Peter Wright is 6 into the perfect leg. We've seen one from Scott Waits. We've seen one marginally missed by Luke Humphries. Peter Wright's turn now, but it'd be a key moment to put him 6-3 up with a double break and 1 leg away from the final.
He is not going to hit his first Euro Tour 9-darter, Peter Wright, but he is going to leave himself brilliantly placed. Not as brilliantly as he'd like, but still brilliantly placed. Is it magic? Not quite.
He's unlucky. He was a good guy, but Peter Wright on a 2-darter to move into a 6-3 lead.
82.
Which
Peter required 51.
we saw Pietreczko fine, and he still had to work a break in the final leg. So Peter Wright will not take anything for granted. Got to sort this out first, and he does. It's a third 11-dart to the semi-finals. It's a brilliant performance so far from Peter Wright.
That's not enough.
It's not enough for Peter now. This is where he's just brilliant first dart, and look at all the space. Look at 25 possibly. Yeah, it does. Best case scenario, Humphries is leaving 144. And he's not even going to do that. So again, Peter Wright, he had 6 starts from 170 in the previous opportunity to throw for the match. He didn't get a go at a double. He really should do from here.
Match start incoming for Peter Snakebite Wright to end Humphrey's brilliant run in Hildesheim.
It is over, and Peter Wright is back playing top-level darts. The world number 3 brings Luke Humphreys' incredible European Tour campaign for 2023 to an end.
Well, either way, it's some achievement. He hasn't got long to take stock. He needs to get himself across to Barnsley for Pro Tours on Wednesday. That'll bring him down to earth, but that's the nature of the professional circuit.
Yeah, it's relentless, but I think he'll thrive. He'll go there with his head held high. He'll be walking around 10 feet tall in the Metrodome, won't he? After this weekend, irrespective of the outcome of this.
96.
He's teed it up pretty well. He's backing up the break.
I mean, people will be looking at him in a very different way. I say people, his rivals will be looking at him in a very different way now. Somebody to be respected and somebody that, you know, will be deemed capable of doing damage. I mean, he's reached a couple of Pro Tour semi-finals already prior to this weekend as he takes out double 20. And that is 2-zip. I think when he went into that match with George Killington, I think he realised that what was potentially at stake. I mean, the opportunity that presented itself, not just for him, but for Killington as well.
Yeah,
but having come through that, I think that's when he started to believe.
Both players would have seen that as this is a good opportunity, and it was a good weekend for George as well, but Petretsko had too much. He's going to get a look at 102 here for the double break.
58. Ricardo, you require 102.
Well, he broke in the first leg with a 44 checkout. This is a more testing 102.
Peter Wright's only left 88. He may not have got a go. He's not getting a go. The finishing has been unbelievable from Petretsko. Still a lot of work to do for Ricardo.
99. Peter, you require 121.
May just be one dart the bullseye for Peter Wright. Treble 11 ideally. But it is ball for 4-2. And it's a break, and he's just marginally off target again.
Ricardo, you require 116.
Well, Petretsko did get himself into position. I think he's taken out 116 this weekend as well. This is one of the many big checkouts that he has landed. Just about found that single 16. That was very close, but my goodness me, he makes the most of his good fortune once again. It is another ton plus checkout. It's the second of this final.
Needs them all to leave a finish, Peter Wright.
140.
That could work if this is a poor setup for Petretsko. Doesn't look like it's going to be. Oh, watch him go.
Absolutely sublime.
136.
Peter Wright has just got to hit and hope, but bearing in mind, he'll be throwing knowing my opponent hasn't missed a dart at a double yet. But he asks the question, brilliant from Peter Wright. Will this force a first error from Petretsko?
14s. Gets the treble. 2-dart combination, you know the rest. I cannot believe how consistent he has been in the main in those sort of situations.
But Peter Wright has got to find a serious burst if he's going to turn this around.
Yeah, that's blocked a bit of the treble 20 bed. Yeah, so he switches to the 18s anyway.
What's the setup play going to be like for Petretsko? It's not even paramount, is it? 'Cause he's got such a big cushion in the match. Up he goes. Well, that's wayward.
Well, I mean, we can forgive him that.
Well, he found a 10-dart leg with a 145 setup in the semi-final.
Only one way to go here for Peter Wright, and he's right on the button. Yeah, plenty of time and plenty of darts in hand here for Petretsko.
$59.
Well, at least he kept it straight. He didn't have any stray darts, if you like. Missed the trebles, obviously, but nothing too damaging. But Peter Wright here, yeah, he's lost his way completely in this leg.
Just run out of steam, the average in the mid-80s for Peter, but Petretsko, what a position to be in. Well, surely it's going to go.
Double 16, that was a bit close. And that's why he's just taken a step back.
Hasn't missed a double yet. This for 7-3, still hasn't missed a double. This is incredible. 7-3 against the former two-time world champion. He only needs one more leg. And they're ready to celebrate. Bit more to do for Pietreczko, but he's edging closer. Peter Wright, you feel, needs the lot. Yes, at turn 40 leaves a finish, but he's rarely threatened. Took out a 1-2-6 in this final, but there hasn't been that Peter Wright at the semi-final. It could be here. Pietreczko, 104 for a huge victory here in Hildesheim.
Well, he's already had 3 tonpless checkouts in this final. And he's just double checking, and it is his favourite double 16. He has been so sure-footed on this target tonight. And once again, 8 out of 8 for Ricardo Pietreczko. A first PDC ranking title for the German. And Germany has a new darting Wunderkind, a new name on the European Tour Roll of Honour. And certainly one to watch for the future. An absolutely astonishing performance by Pikachu. Ricardo Pietreczko sees off Peter Wright, having seen off Michael van Gerwen in the semi-final.